Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to have a little bit of fun playing with some of my new favorite makeup and specifically focusing on how to create a super easy smoky gray eye using this beautiful shadow from Sisley in Silky Steel. You guys, this creates the most beautiful, easy, smoky eye out there. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, along with some tips and tricks for some glowy skin and a neutral lip, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I am going to start by using a tip from a subscriber, and she said she's been using the Chanel Eau de Teint as a primer and then using her Future Skin foundation, and that it's making her skin super plump. Let's go ahead and let's try this little tip. I am going to take probably about 2 pumps here. And again, you guys, I love this stuff. It's just a beautiful hydrating. I gotta get this quickly on my skin. Beautiful hydrating skin-like foundation, and it can also be used as a primer, so I thought that was a good idea. I was like, let's give this a try. So we are going to plump up my skin, and again, this is not a necessary step, but if you have it, I thought we should go ahead and try this combo. So I am just kind of dabbing this into the skin all over. Okay, we have the Eau de Teint as a primer on my skin, and my skin already feels hydrated. And now we're gonna go in with the Future Skin, and I am just going to dab some of this on. I think a reason I'm loving this foundation so much is that it feels so cooling and hydrating on the skin. Now, someone has asked me if this has been reformulated because they had tried it in the past, like myself, and didn't care for it. And that's the same experience that I had. And I don't believe they have, you guys. I think that my skin has just, you know, gotten older, it needs more hydration and less coverage. I may need it, but I think it doesn't look as good. So that may be the reason I am preferring this now. Kind of a surprise. Okay, you guys, we have got on that combo. These two together, and we will see how that kind of melts into the skin. So far right now, you guys, my skin just feels super hydrated and just smoothed out. I've got a little bit of couple little spots over here. That tends to happen when I take medication since being sick, so we'll just ignore that. But so far so good. I am going to now use my Camouflage, the Camouflage Stylo from CHANTECAILLE, and we are going to brighten up underneath my eyes. Get a nice little base here. I'm going to use my ring fingers, and then what I like to do is just kind of pat underneath and kind of pat, 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 just gently bringing it all the way, a little bit by my nose. And then I will spot correct just a little over here. Okay, you guys, we have a nice little blank canvas upon which to work on our kind of smoky eye today. So I'm just gonna let this sink in for a few minutes before we powder down. And yes, we will be using the new CHANTECAILLE, the ECLAT dough powder. But we're gonna wait for a second. Okay, let's dive in. The other day I shared with you one of my favorite single eyeshadows, and this is in Silky Steel from Sisley, and I wanted to kind of show you what a quick and easy smoky eye you can do with this. I am so in love with this color, and again, I'm really enjoying kind of that kind of chic smoky eye that you can put on from time to time. So I pulled out my Chanel, and this is the Blurry Gray. I'm going to use a shadow in there as a base. Okay, I am going to go in with this shade here. This is just kind of a gray taupey shade, and I'm going to use that as my crease color just to have a little guidance on here. So I'm going to come in, and I am using the Sonia G Crease Pro, and we are just going to kind of look straight ahead and kind of look down. You guys just kind of, I want to get it a little bit above my crease since I have a little bit of sagging skin. So I am just going to lightly dust this crease shade here. And then whatever's excess on my brush, I am just going to kind of lay that down on my lid. Okay, you guys, I just did a little wash of gray all over in the crease and then a little bit of the rest excess on my lid. And again, you can use whatever shade. I just have been pulling out my Blurry Gray, so just something in the gray tones. Then we are gonna take this Silky Steel. Now this is kind of a poppy kind of color. I find it kind of very uplifting for the eye. It is gray, but it's not kind of the, what I would consider like rain gray. It is kind of a burst of that icy gray. So this is the color. Gunmetal, maybe that would be closer, kind of like a gunmetal gray. It's just so pretty. Now with these creamy shadows, you guys, I get more payoff if I use my finger versus a brush. So what I like to do is I like to come in, and it's just such a good color. And I just take that ring finger and I just kind of push, because that's what I'm saying. These shadows are so unique. They are they are powder, but they have like a creamy consistency to them. And don't worry, we'll blend out with a brush, but at first I like to pack on some of the pigment. So I'm just putting all of this on my mobile lid here, just like that. Going to go in with the Sonia G Blender Pro now, and I am just going to soften the edges here. I have just been having a lot of fun wearing this kind of smoky gray eye. It's kind of a switch up for me. And you guys, this color is so good. So just making sure everything's kind of no harsh lines. Now again, you can build up the pigment if you want. We'll go ahead and build it up just to show you. Okay, we already have got some going on here, but these shadows are just so pretty. Okay, you guys, we've got that pop of Silky Steel on the lids here, and then just kind of lightly blend it out. Now we are going to go in with a couple eyeliners to define the rest of my eyes. So I'm going to go in with my Chantecaille, and this is in Raven, which is pretty much a classic black. But this is that gel formula, so it just sort of is good for my kind of more mature eyes. And I am going to come in, and I'm going to come tight line the top of my waterline and then really close in between my lashes. Okay, I have lined my eyes with black, and then I am going to take a little bit of Submarine Blue, and this is from Marc Jacobs. This is a fine liner, and I tend to like to not put black on the bottom of my eyes. I will sometimes for special events, but since I'm sort of wearing this during the day, I am gonna take a little bit of that because I find that the navy and the blue kind of just brightens my eyes instead of kind of closes them down. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that, and I'm just going to put that in my waterline here. Always have a Q-tip at hand for little mess ups. Everything is fixable. I'm gonna take my Pencil Pro from Sonia G, and I am just gonna kind of softly smudge that. Okay, I am going to clean up my brows, and I usually do not do that on camera because I'm not a pro at it, but basically I use a little bit of Anastasia's powder towards the end over here, and I'm actually getting my eyebrows waxed today, so I tend to leave it to the experts, but in general, I will just add a little bit of powder towards the end. Just kind of filling in where it is sparse. And then just kind of combing it through so it looks a little natural. And then I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Clear Gel. I've got a couple different ones that I like. I tend to use the gel the most just to kind of keep them in place. And just a light. Okay, we are going to put on loads of mascara. You definitely need mascara when you're doing more of a smoky eye, or at least my eyes do. And I'm gonna be using my beloved CHANTECAILLE Faux CILS Longest Lash Mascara. And again, I like to get in at the base of my lashes and then just kind of roll, and it'll just kind of take care of itself. Okay, you guys, we have mascara. We cleaned up the brows. Now we want to finish off the face. So when I am doing more of a bold eye, I like to keep everything else a little bit more neutral, but we are going to warm up the skin, and I'm going to be using the CHANTECAILLE. This is the Real Bronze formulation, and this one is in GAO. You guys, I have fallen in love with this beautiful bronzer. Do you see how creamy and delicious this is? It is so easy to just glide onto the skin. Now, I still am on the fence as to whether I need Serena, but we may have to get that as well because it is just so easy. It is just such a great bronzer. So I'm gonna be using my Sonia G Sculpt 1, and we are just gonna put a little bit of that on, and do not worry, we'll buff everything in. So if it looks a little harsh, it will all come together. And I'm gonna camouflage my double chin under here with a little bit of shadow from the bronzer, and then just take a couple minutes to kind of buff this into the skin and shorten that a little bit over the bridge of my nose where sun would naturally fall. So this has become a new love. I seriously just, it's creamy. It glides onto the skin, and then it just melds into the skin. Give you that really fresh, kind of pretty skin-like appearance. I had someone ask me, Denise, if I would swatch Sun Gold and the Tweed. So this is the Tweed Beige. I believe that's what you were asking about. This was one of these limited editions, but I think you can find it on Chanel.com. And so this, I'm gonna give you a swatch of both. So this is the Tweed beige. And as you can see, it's got more of an amber color to it, a little bit more reflection. And then this is Golden Sun. This is such a pretty blush. You can also use this one as bronzer, especially during the winter months. Just really pretty if you're not wanting to bronze up with an actual bronzer. You can use this Golden Sun. Today I will use a little bit of this Tweed since it is a little bit lighter. And we are just gonna kind of lightly put some of that onto my cheeks. And again, I'm using Sonia G Cheek Pro. Okay, now it is going to be time to powder everything down. I am going to be using this beautiful CHANTECAILLE ECLAT dough. And this is this illuminating powder. You guys, it's so pretty. It just sort of buffs out and perfects the skin. Now, I did get the Buff and Blur brush with it, which I really enjoy. It's a kabuki, you guys. It's just a nice kabuki, but I find that it just sort of melds into my skin, just kind of makes the powder refined a little bit. So I am just gonna kind of buff this over everything, soften the edges. I'm gonna try to have a little glowy skin. I'm gonna see if you can see, you guys. It just sort of like blurs the skin and it just melds in. So it's not sitting on top of my skin. It's kind of like, I guess because we're buffing it in, it just kind of gives you that overall luminosity. Now we're not quite done with the eyes, and we're gonna put a little bit of highlighter on. I'm gonna be using the Chanel. This is the Holiday Collection in Illuminating Peach. You guys, this is my favorite highlighter. It is just fleshy and very natural, very pretty. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a little bit with my fingertip, and I wanted to kind of put that up in that brow bone. Just a light metal fleshy peach. And we'll blend that out a little bit. Gonna take a little bit of this on the Fan Pro, and we'll add just a little bit more luminosity here. I'm also gonna go in with this Tweed, and I'm using the Blender Pro. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that Tweed, and I'm gonna put just a tad right in that crease. I'm just kind of blending everything together. Now we're kind of getting a nice soft smoky eye. Now we're gonna finish off the lips with a nice neutral glossy lip here. So we wanted to achieve some glowy plump skin, smoky eye, and then a neutral lip. I am taking Victoria Beckham's lip pencil, and this is in 03, and I am just going to line my lips. Then we are going to use my favorite lip color. This is the Lip Veil in Honey Pot, and this is just going to be a gorgeous neutral color. And you can leave it right there, but I want to add a little bit of gloss on top, and I love Tom Ford, and this is in Crystalline. This is just a perfect neutral nude, and you could have just used the lip liner and this if you want more of a nudie lip. This color is perfection. Okay, you guys, I feel like we are set for the day. We have created a smoky eye glowy skin, and then a neutral glossy lip. So I love this kind of look, and I've been having so much fun playing around with a little bit deeper eyeshadows. I tend to go for the neutrals, but this has been so much fun to be starting to branch out and play with this particular color. This is Silky Steel, and I just think it is gorgeous. Love the formulation, just love it. And again, thank you, Trisha. She is the one who gave it to me, and I just have fallen in love. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. I hope this was helpful, and you guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.